Hi Gemini, I'm Jody with Soul Purpose Tarot. I live in Carmel, Indiana. It's sleeted or iced or something here, and the roads look really slick, so I'm glad I work from home. If you're new, thanks for stopping by. What I normally do is I pull out 4, 5, 6, however many fly out, tarot cards to kind of get an idea. Are we looking at love? Are we looking at career? Are we looking at whatever? And then kind of go from there and clarify however I feel like I need to clarify. I am always looking for constructive criticism. So if you like what you see, let me know. If you hate what you see, let me know what I need to change. I am on a mission to improve my craft. So whatever I need to do to help as many people as possible is what I would like to do. All right, let's get some cards here for Gemini. This is going to be for the second half of November. And let's see what's going on. God, they're coming out. Sometimes I can't get cards to come out for nothing. Gemini, you have a lot to say today. And you know what? I'm going to take those two because those two feel like they want to come out. All right, let's see what's going on. So, all right. Queen of Pentacles and Seven of Pentacles. So for me, that is saying that you feel secure in your money. You've been working hard. You've planted lots of seeds, and some of the stuff that you have been working on is starting to come to fruition finally. And that's always a good thing. So having money in your pocket. And so what I feel at this moment in time is it feels like this big sigh of relief that you're kind of like, oh, thank God I'm going to have money to buy Christmas presents and everything this year, because sometimes that can be very stressful when you have people to buy for. And Christmas is not exciting when you don't have any money to spend on Christmas presents. And I feel like for some of you Geminis, this year you've got some extra money for whatever reason, however it may have come in, and you're kind of like, oh, good, I can do what I want to do instead of being stressed out. Seven of Cups came up in the reverse position. So normally that is you're looking at a lot of opportunities and you're focused on maybe not the important things, but with it being in the reverse position, let me think about this. I may have to clarify that one. That one's not making any sense in this at the moment. The Strength card came up, so you're feeling very strong about something. Some thoughts. So I feel like you have released a lot of thoughts because that's in the reverse position. Yeah, and you're not bound up. Okay, well, whatever. You have released something major. Oh, the Seven of Cups came up in the reverse position. Let's leave that there because I'm going to clarify that. I'm going to clarify it with these instead of tarot cards. The Psychic Tarot by John Holland. Clarify the Seven of Cups for me, would you please? Okay. Awareness came up in the reverse position. So, okay, let's think about that. Seven of Cups. I feel like it's saying that you, in the past, have not been aware of feeling ungrateful. Okay, let's go with this. In the past, you have been relatively ungrateful for what you had. And somewhere along the line, you switched your thinking and now you are becoming more grateful. And it may not be a case of that you actually have that much more money than you usually do, but you recognize that you're grateful for what you do have. You're grateful for the blessings that you do have. And I feel like that's been kind of a ongoing theme for you, is it's been more about what you don't have, and now you have recognized how pessimistic you were in the past, and now it's kind of like you're making more of an effort to be grateful for what you have. Even though in reality, you may not be any better off or more far ahead than you were this time last year or the year before, you feel more bountiful is kind of what it feels like. You're just feeling more grateful and blessed for whatever reason. What else? Let's get some other cards out here and see what it's saying. Solitude came up in the reverse position, but I don't feel like it needs to be. It feels like you spent some time in solitude and recognized that you needed to change some of your thinking around. And that's kind of what happened, was you got tired of being the way you were, and perception, reality, your perception is reality. You realized that how you were perceiving things was negative, and you have switched that in your mind to something more positive. What else? What else would you like to say? That one wants to come out. And your intuition was part of that. I guess you probably listened to your guides, and your guides were the ones that kind of was like, you can really change this around, or you decided it on yourself. It wasn't like you heard anybody preach it to you all the time. It wasn't like somebody's been saying this. It was just like your intuition, your inner self was the one that was able to go, you know what? I'm tired of feeling this way. This is so interesting. The 1, 2, 3 card all came up in this, and these are, I'd have to look in the book what major arcanas it is, but it's like, that's like the Empress card. So you are like ready to go. I mean, it's like there has been a major shift in your thinking, and you are like, 1, 2, 3, let's go. Let's get this show on the road. I've got a new attitude, a new way of thinking, and I'm thinking positive. Love begins. I feel like this is not a love for another person, but I feel like this is a love for your new life. Although it's the same life you've always had, it's like all of a sudden you appreciate the life that you have where you didn't before. Because yeah, that doesn't feel like it's a new love for a person. It feels like this to me feels like New Earth card. It's like you suddenly had this shift of reality is your perception. My reality is my perception. And I'm going to change my perception to I am bountiful. I have stuff going on. I have great life. I have money in the bank. I have food on the table. I have a warm house and a warm bed and a roof over my head. And you are very grateful and appreciative for what you have, when before you were not. So, good on you, people. Geminis. So maybe it's because Thanksgiving is around the corner and you are just feeling very thankful and grateful. And maybe you finally have some balance in your life, and that's helping too. So, all right, let's see what we got here. I don't feel like I need to do any emotions cards, because I feel like it's pretty clear that you are emotionally balanced and happy with how things are at this current moment in time. And it has been a major mind switch for you, because in the past you were rather pessimistic and feeling sorry for yourself, and you generally saw the bad in everything, and now you are starting to see the good. And it is a work in process. I mean, I know when I first moved to Indianapolis, God love my mother, but she was a very pessimistic person and tended to see the glass half empty, not the glass half full. And that rubbed off on me. And I can remember making a comment at the first real estate firm that I worked at, and my boss kind of yelled at me and told me to quit thinking like that. And she was kind of the first person that ever really made me look at my views of everything and my negative attitude about everything. And I worked diligently for a long time to switch that in my mind. And then I started learning about the law of attraction. If you don't know anything about the law of attraction, you really, really need to check into that, because you attract into your life what you think about. So if you spend all of your time thinking about negative stuff, more and more negative stuff is going to come your way. And if you can start focusing on the positive stuff, I may only have $50 in the bank account, but I have $50 in the bank account instead of $25. I may not have all the food that I want, but I still have food in the refrigerator where there are people that don't. You know what? I may not be able to turn up the heat as high as I want to in my apartment, but I still have heat where there are people that are homeless. I mean, you know what I'm saying is, think of the positive part. List out positive things that's going on in your life instead of listing out in your head all of the negative, so you can draw more positive into your life. So I feel like that's kind of what has happened, is you have flipped the switch. You have flipped the script. You have flipped the script of negative to positive. You're feeling more love. I'm like waiting for the abundance card to come out. Oh, new beginnings. Yep, that's what I said. It's like you've got a new beginning coming in your head of, this is how my life is going to be from now on. Not looking at the worst of it, but looking at the best of it. And you've surrendered to the universe to let them bring you what you need instead of you trying to control everything. The universe is going to bring you what you need. You should know that. If you don't, you should learn that. The universe has your back, but they also bring you what you think about. And if you focus on all the bad stuff, you're going to get more bad stuff. So if you're sitting there and you're looking at what you don't have, that's why you don't have more, is because that's what you focus on, is what you don't have. And if I sound like I'm lecturing, there's a bug in here. I am lecturing because I've been through this before. I learned how to change my negative thinking and dark thoughts that I used to have and switch those around to where I have what I have now, because I was able to get rid of the crap thinking that I had for the longest time. You know, I mean, I will say that I used to be able to go dark, very dark in my thoughts, and I could spiral down into depression very, very quickly, because one dark thought would turn into two, would turn into three, and it just would like, and the next thing I'd know, I'd want to like be in bed for 2 or 3 days because I couldn't function with what I was dealing with. And I don't do that anymore, because I learned that as soon as those negative thoughts come in, you got to get them out, cancel, knock that out. And it can be done. I've done it. So don't sit there and tell me that it can't be done. And do not start telling me what you don't have, because I'm not going to listen to it. Everybody's different. Everybody may change their life in a different way. And your circumstances are different. But I'm just telling you, start focusing on the good instead of the bad, and more good will show up. And I feel like they're saying, and if you have money to give money to people and get the flow going. Because, as they say, the universe abhors a vacuum. What is it? I don't know. Whatever that is. So if there's an empty space there, the universe is going to bring in more. So if you if you are in the feel like giving this season, do, because the universe will bring you back more of that personal growth. So I feel like this whole situation is some personal growth that's been going on, and maybe you have been diligently working on personal growth because you didn't like how things were going for you. All right, what else do I want to do? I want to use these cards. My Ascension Angel cards. What does the universe have to say to you about bringing more abundance into your life? Okay, so, I should have left that out. It fell out. So you have made the mental switch. Good for you. So what can you do to bring more abundance? You see abundance, but you would like to bring more abundance. What is it that the universe is having to say about bringing more abundance into your life? Feeling grateful for what you have. Well, hello. Anything? There's one. Let's get another one. Let's see what they have to say. I'm glad the lights didn't go out. I did my Libra reading a few minutes ago, and the lights were blinked off and on twice. I'm like, no, it's cold out. I don't want the heat to go off. Divine, okay, divine, good grief. Divine light work. So I feel like maybe you are a light worker, and you have finally come into your own. Download divine. Okay, so there's a whole lot of divine stuff going on here. Maybe, okay, so maybe this is what happened, is the divine downloaded a new program finally into you, and that's why you made the shift. You were divinely downloaded with a new program, because negative thinking is an old program. So they got rid of that old program for you. Maybe you helped by allowing that in, but whatever, it feels like you are working on a new and improved program. Your computer system, your body, your mind got upgraded to a new program. You are the Rainbow Bridge. I really don't know what that means, but maybe it means something to you. I love it when the crystal card comes out. You can't see them because they're all behind the camera, but I have all kinds of crystals in my apartment, in the window. I have crystals on top of my tarot cards. I have crystals in my Brita water filter pitcher that I drink out of, because crystals carry a higher vibration. And if you are currently feeling a low vibration in your life, you can go pick up a couple of small crystals and carry those around with you, and that ought to help elevate some of your negativity. You can even look up different crystals online if there's certain things, like rose quartz is for the heart, opening the heart, and for love. So maybe you're wanting a new love in your life. I think they say you can sleep with a rose quartz under your pillow or at your head or something to help bring love into your life. There's all kinds of stuff that you can do. And awakened creativity. So I feel like you have turned a corner. You have created a new program, and you're working off of that new program of more abundance, more positive, and I look forward to future readings for you to see where you guys all fall on this, because some major changes appear to be happening for you. Yeah, that one wanted to come out. Let's see. These are kind of some last words from the universe: higher self, oversoul, past loved ones. Anybody else like that has anything to say? Let's do those. Hydrate has been coming out a lot. So let's see if it comes out again in this one. Breathe has been coming out a lot too. So I feel like that's just saying relax. The universe has your back. We got you covered. And meditation. I did that yesterday. I have that on my list of things to do all the time. And I want to do more of that because I feel like I don't meditate enough. I feel like I watch YouTube way too much and I want to meditate more. So if you guys are meditators and if you have a good, I want to know what you listen to when you meditate. I have some bells. They're like church bells almost. And basically all they sing is Alleluia, Alleluia by Robert Glass. I got it off of YouTube and that's what I use to meditate with all the time. But if you guys have something that you meditate with, I would love to know what you use because I'm always looking for new stuff. And I would really like it to be on YouTube, like something that I can turn on the TV instead of on my phone, just because I can hear it better. Modify. I really don't know what you need to modify. It feels like you've already modified. You've modified your thinking to more positive stuff. So I don't know what intentions. Set your intentions. We already kind of talked about that. Set your intentions for what you want to draw into your life. If you have more abundance in work or love or whatever, happiness, get a journal, write that out, write your future visions of what you want to have happen. And the last one is barriers. And I feel like this is probably ought to be in reverse position. You don't have any barriers. Your barriers were up here. And I feel like you have removed those barriers. And now you're kind of in the flow of things. So congratulations. I am very happy for you. Now I have to figure out what I'm going to name this. If you did watch this to the very end, I would love to know that because I'm always curious how many people watch 3 or 4 minutes of it and how many watch to the very end. So if you did watch, let me know. If you meditate, let me know. If you hated what I had to say, let me know. I'm okay with that. And I will see you guys in December. Thanks. Bye.